All right, guys. So here we go. We are on MLG Metalopolis, and why don't you go ahead and do some player introduction for us, Rance?
I've got to come up with something original first, and until I do that, I'm just going with my boy Tasteless plan. In the blue, spawning in the bottom position, playing as Terran, Binski, and in the red, we've got GGL representing, well, I don't know. Hey, riddle me this. This is a newbie question I had last week, and we just kind of laughed about it. But when we see these maps where they force colors, like which one, when you're casting, do you mention?
So I think if you click the button on the side of the mini map, we can actually unforce those colors.
Ooh, where? Which one? This one?
The middle one.
This one?
There we go.
Oh my lord,
so
you are
now,
so fancy.
So now we actually have in the purple we have GGL, and in the red we have Binksty in their proper colors. Of course, the purple Zerg, I guess probably says something.
You just gave me like a nerd bone.
Well, man, this is why I am here. It's to bring some of the StarCraft knowledge from playing lots and lots of games, observing lots and lots of games, and of course being a caster for Check 6 Gaming. Check 6, of course, played in this tournament, got eliminated first round. Kind of a bummer, but ooh, we're gonna talk about that later.
Yes. Okay. Continue. Check 6.
We see a hatch first out of GGL here, and I'm not so sure about this move. I mean, it's a solid move to go with if he waits until like 17 supply though, to throw down that pool. I'm not so sure I like that move on this map, simply because it's a really wide open natural, and there are some other mitigating factors that could play into this. So
I mean, the way it looks out front, completely normal right now.
Completely normal.
And that's the part of it where you just gotta say, oh man, this
could go super badly. But it looks like GGL getting the drone over there, scouts it. It's still gonna be a lot of pressure, and it's still gonna be very hard to hold off.
Drones are already pulled off here, and they're dealing with the SCVs.
Hold on, that was a great pick on that SCV. Some fantastic micro out of GGL, but I don't think he's going to be able to kill that barracks.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to kill that barracks. Not with this Marine being able to kite, and another joining.
Oh wow, another great pick. He has lost 2 drones at this point, but drones are actually really good against SCVs and Marines, and I think a lot of Zerg players underestimate that. But 8 Zerglings on the way right now. I think that's a proper response. And GGL, if he survives out of this, he should be in a good position.
You know what? Yeah, but we're still waiting on this second barracks to really begin kicking in here. There's going to be a lot of Marines here soon, buddy. Until then, though, it's micro time. We'll see how these Marines can handle all these Zerglings that are coming out, and they're doing a pretty nice job so far. Uh-oh.
Nope, getting cleaned up. There's only 1 Marine still on the field. Another about to pop up, and look at this. Binski says, okay, my 11-11 racks with the 1 being proxied. I'm just going to go ahead and pull back, and look at that.
Wow.
He's got enough money for a command center.
Yeah, that's pretty tight, man. I like it. He can kind of wall off. He's got enough Marines here to kind of do his thing. You know what? It's not going to take much to teach me how to play better Terran, that's for sure, man. I've already picked up so much off of this. It's pretty ridiculous to see.
Yeah, I mean, really, the key here, and really with any matchup versus Zerg, the key is to not let your Zerg opponent sit back and do what they want. Because if they get to do what they want, they're going to make absolutely no units and nothing but drones. And drones are actually the scariest unit in the game.
Huh.
I'll say it again. Drones are actually the scariest unit in the game. I played random all through the beta. And let me tell you, when I got to play Zerg, I was just like, drones.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to scare my opponent. Because you can put so much pressure on your opponent by making 0 units as a Zerg player. Because they are like, he's got 90 drones, and now I'm just going to die.
That's one of my favorite parts of watching Cats play. Is every once in a while, he'll just get like a hair up his ass and send 5 drones right at the beginning, or 4, I guess. And it gets a lot of good harass off, especially when they're playing against Terran. Get in before that wall's down.
Absolutely.
I think he did it he did it at the Newbie Mondays, or I'm sorry, New School Mondays. Is that what it is? It's my second day on the job, people. Cut me a little slack here. Anyway, I'm a little bummed out that Katz was gone. Yo, Katz, I gotta shout you out, brother. I watched you mow. I straight watched you mow a grilled stuffed burrito at 3 a.m., dude, last night, okay? Now, my bet is if you didn't mow that entire freaking grilled stuffed burrito with 6 packets of hot sauce, you probably would be up winning $100 right now. I'm just saying, though, bro. So, shout outs to you, Katz. Hope to see you next time, bro.
You know, he probably should have proxied a hatch instead of eating that burrito. But unfortunately, not going to proxy the hatch, going to eat the burrito instead. And here he is, not playing in our little event. So, kind of a bummer, but we have a little bit of a move out here with some of those Marines. Going to be forced to pull back with that counterattack, it looks like. But, I mean, that's kind of a scary force to deal with if you're, you know, if you're Ochosoy.
Ooh, that's a costly loss there for the Terran as 2 mules go down. Retracting, or raising, I should say, the supply depot just in time to block the penetration. But look at this, nice follow-ups by the Zerg, taking a couple safe paths, doing a little bit of scouting of the 3rd. And you know what? It's going to get a little gnarly out here with all the macro going around these parts.
Yeah, I mean, we do see the, you know, the evolution chamber for the upgrades. And hold on, we've got Banelings on the way. And of course, I like to remind people of this, but Banelings are actually my favorite unit in the game because they explode and kill everything. And we're going to see Ochosoy be really aggressive with these Banelings. Probably going to go straight for that bunker. And there he goes. We're going to have to see some great micro. No, we actually don't see any Bane hits on the Marines.
Exactly, man. He didn't get his Bane off there,
and
man.
He's gonna clean that up pretty easily.
Yeah.
So we saw a little bit of Kirik's Zenith style aggression out of Ochosoy, but now dumping right back into, I'm going to get all my gas, probably going to go straight for layer after this.
3rd base is going down, though. And this is a theme that we see from the macro style. So not quite any layer going just yet. But the gases are going up. Let's check out some add-ons here. Why aren't there more add-ons here?
Well, I mean, the problem with getting an add-on is you cannot produce out of that building while the add-on is building, and that's one of those like tactical decisions that as a Terran player you have to decide, when is it safe for me to build a reactor or a tech lab on this building. And the big thing, of course, is the reactors, because they take a full 50 seconds to build. So you basically have to say, in the next 50 seconds, I will have made X number of Marines, having produced normally. Do I need those Marines in 50 seconds, or can I wait until that reactor finishes to need those Marines? And so, you know, binski deciding that he cannot afford to spend time not producing Marines.
All right, got our eye on binski as you speak here, and we see siege mode coming up with 1 tank out. So we've got the secured expansion, and he's going to go ahead and look little shop for the 3rd. Let's switch it up to the Zerg side, see how it's going in GGL's base. And just all day long, macroing his face off. Queen's finally going to make the rotation down on 3rd base here. Plenty of Zerglings and Banelings out front here. No speed just yet. That's something that I would put on the front burner if I was GGL. Adding on some tanks here. I'm really surprised that I don't see a 3rd command center being built right now. But other than that, I think this is a pretty normal, stock, unsurprising game against some high economy Banelings here.
Yeah, I mean, certainly we have a lot of Banelings, or 6 more Banelings being morphed, another medevac on the way, as well as tank production. And look at this, he's pushing out and getting the reactors at the same time. And I think that's a great move out of him. But hold on, we have a great counterattack from the Zerg happening. Looks like it's going to be sweeping into the natural real quickly here. And I mean, that could force binski to turn all the way around. Look at that, supply depot's down. He's going to get right into the main. Oh, this could be absolutely terrible. Ling on hold position, wrecking that SCV line. And not enough Marines here to really deal with this number. But hold on, it looks like we do have the push in and a little bit of an elevator into the main. Is he going to be able to take out those Banelings before they pop on those Marines? It looks like yes. But Baneling speed has now finished.
All right, Marines are in the front door here. Queen's getting low. That medevac is clutch here with 4 Marines remaining in the middle here. That's going to be quite the pain in the ass for the Zerg. Some nice counterattack there from the Zerglings. Takes down some pretty major cover by losing that tank. But you can see, let's just go ahead and get another one up there, he says. And with that vision, he's going to be able to be an extreme threat inside that base.
Absolutely. I mean, and this is the danger of any map that has clips like this for a Zerg player, is that you have to account for the fact that your opponent could just elevator into your main. And, I mean, that's exactly what binski's doing. Sadly, he just did not cover that flank quite well enough, and so was repelled back. And I really think this comes back to GGL really taking that earlier third, getting the economy from that up, and able to produce banelings at will.
All right, new tech buildings here in the fray. We've got a nice spire happening here. Let's check some units too for some upgrades. As the mutas come out, let's go ahead and follow them for a second. Marine's gonna come try to defend. Why not? Take them all down. Ooh, that was kind of a bummer of some Marine placement there. And the mutas are gonna be able to stay up, possibly take down the medevac. Nope, not quite. They're going to be able to get a good lay of the land at the very least, and some sick macro coming out from GGL right now is going to keep him up. There's the numbers, folks. 71 drones to 40 SCVs. Ooh.
And up in the Army supply tab as well. I mean, the supply difference in this game, this is that fine line that we talked about last game, Rance. I mean, this is the difference between being able to crush the Terran attack and go back to droning and then make units, as opposed to having to make units reactionarily and falling behind because of that. And GGL really hit it up this time with those drone timings, and the results speak for themselves. I mean, he's over 50 food ahead of his opponent.
Woo! Got some nice upgrades continuing out of the Terran here, as well as the Zerg. Let's take a look at some individual units here. 01 on the Marines there. No upgrades for the field tank units. Let's take a look at the flying units. Nope, but look at that. The banelings are really beefed up there with the 2-1.
Yeah, we do have 2 melee upgrades down for a Zerg player, and 1 armor as well. So second armor on the way. Looks like he has not really taken advantage of those double Evo chambers that he put down in the main. But, ooh, look at this bold move out of Terran. Says, you know what? The only way I'm going to be able to catch up in this game is just by taking the gold. And so he's going to go for it.
Nice. It's kind of interesting that the Zerg is all over the map right now, though. This is a brazen move. He's probably going to become a victim of some pretty serious violence as a result. And I, personally, am looking forward to it. Zerglings up in your face, son. Here comes some Zerglings. They're in the mineral line, and guess what? Yeah, protecting your gold base. You're going to have to come out of there. And GGL's got another answer for that one in his back pocket as well. Meanwhile, expansion has to float. Marines are back, and this is a costly trip here for the Zerg. Make no mistake. 36 Zerglings, however, in production. 6. Count them. 6. 6 of them.
And in addition to that, we do have Hive almost 3/4 of the way done. And look at that command center having to cancel that planetary fortress upgrade and start floating. And he needs to get some repair on that. Otherwise, it will burn to the ground.
Yeah, this is kind of big trouble here. 87 drones to 21 drones, and GGL is just a few Zerg waves away from a victory at this point, brother.
I mean, and if we take a look at the workers killed tab, 53 workers killed for GGL to only 3 killed by binski. I mean, I think this tells the whole tale here, as with the unit counting station here, 21 SCVs to 86 drones.
You're getting owned, son.
So, I mean, if GGL takes this game, he will tie up the series 1-1, Rance, and we will get to go into game 3.
You know what? I like this matchup. It's one of my favorite ones when I play Zerg. I mean, it's actually one of the few that I'm actually good at, too. I like the high economy Bane thing. This is really up my alley here. I loved the placement of the hatcheries right here. It's a little weird that he's not just going up in tech right now, and you know,
Does
I
have
mean,
the
he's
Greater
late.
Spire on the way.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you know, there's all kinds of upgrades happening, but it feels late to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels to me like this game feels to me like, why hasn't he GG'd yet? Honestly, it's he's got to know. How is the Terran in this game? This
Hold
is
on,
what
though.
I'm asking.
It looks like we have a drop in the main, so let's take a look at that guy. Looks like GGL though not going to be fooled, ready for that. And a drop over here on the other side of the map, though. GGL again, you know, says, you know what? I'm spotting all those things, and you can't quite fool me that easily.
How are you, like, honestly, how is he, like, sorry, son, but if we spend another 15 minutes trying to figure out how you're going to dig out of this situation, this is going to be hard. I really feel like the tank count's low right now, but I don't necessarily understand why. I mean, is it a low factory count here?
He's been on 2 fac. He didn't add the second fac with the tech lab rather until much later. And his tank count in that big push he did, that initial push he did, got whittled down quite a bit by Zergling attacks into that line. I mean, the creep spread was great out of GGL, you know, in that direction. So
Sure.
I'm not surprised by any of that. And now we've got Broodlords out on the field, so the tanks are pretty much negated at this point.
Yeah, this is a really, really fearsome force here from the Zerg, and as we bring up the Broodlords will come up. Queens are also going to join the party here to transfuse those Broodlords should they run into any problems. This is really going to be easy pickings, and as soon as those little Broodlings hit, did you see Binski? He was like, GG, boy.
Yeah, I mean, really, he is just, you know...
I think it was just waiting for it to be attacked. Honestly, he was. That was a little. That was late timing on the up tech, I think, by
Saw
OCD.
the Broodlords and said, you know
Yeah.
what, this game is done. I don't even have Vikings in production.
Yeah, that's a lot of bases, man.
GG'd on out.
That's a lot of bases. He got well behind. He's not the right speed, bro. Woo!